Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Now Review. And this time the Yearbook series has had another extra installment, as it were. This is long becoming tradition now ever since the first release, and this time we're getting the extra release for Now Yearbook 79. So Now Yearbook 79 Extra, just taking a look at the front cover, you might be expecting by now it is following the standard format of the previous, so it has Collector's Edition at the top, which always makes me wonder why the yearbooks, especially the special edition or the vinyl, don't have Collector's Edition either. I get that the extra moniker is for those who maybe have a deeper interest in pop music, who want those extra tracks and so on, but I've always found the Collector's Edition banner a bit of a weird edition, but never mind. So at the bottom there it says 67 more essential hits from 1979, definitely one of the bigger extra packages we've had, and obviously you've got the extra on the right there, going for a purple box as opposed to a gold box, and obviously the font is different, this one reflects the 70s more. It makes sense, but aside from that, the cover is pretty much exactly the same orange to red fade, the same Now Yearbook 79 logo. It's what you expect. So let's flip it on round and take a look at the all-important track list. So it's a 3-disc album, as the extra series is. CD1 kicks off with Queen and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I always forget that was 79. Nice to have that kick things off. We have The Police with Message in a Bottle, Blondie with Union City Blue, Pretenders with Kid, Electric Light Orchestra with Last Train to London, Roxy Music with Angel Eyes, Kate Bush with Them Heavy People. There's a lot of Kate Bush appearing on Nows recently, and to be honest, after her resurgence in popularity with Running Up That Hill, I'm not surprised and I'm not complaining. We have Squeeze with Up the Junction, the Boomtown Rats with Diamond Smiles, Ian Jury and the Blockheads with Reasons to be Cheerful Part 3, don't know what parts 1 and 2 were like, Sparks with the #1 song in Heaven, The 3 Degrees with The Runner, Donna Summer with Dim All the Lights, Sister Sledge with Lost in Music, Chic with My Feet Keep Dancing, Rose Royce with Is It Love You're After, Boney M with Gotta Go Home, do like a bit of Boney M, Voyage with Let's Fly Away, Madness with The Prince, Darts with Duke of Earl, Mike Oldfield and Blue Peter, and finally Fiddler's Dram with Day Trip to Bangor, Didn't We Have a Lovely Time. So that's 22 tracks there on CD1. Got to admit, a lot of these I'm not too familiar with, but we'll discuss that as we go on. CD2 kicks off with The Members and The Sounds of the Suburbs, The Ruts with Babylon's Burning, The Jam with Strange Town, The Clash with English Civil War, The Stranglers with Duchess, Suey and the Banshees with Playground Twist, Public Image Limited with Death Disco, Skids and Working for the Yankee Dollar, The Undertones and Jimmy Jimmy, Sex Pistols with Come On Everybody, Dr. Feelgood with Milk and Alcohol, wasn't that one of his biggest hits, I think? The Dickies with Banana Splits, Secret Affair with Time for Action, Jags with Back of My Hand, The Tourists with The Loneliest Man in the World, Japan and Life in Tokyo, of a nice synergy there, very good, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark with Electricity, Shalimar with Take That to the Bank, Dan Hartman with This Is It, Edwin Starr with Happy Radio, The Isley Brothers with It's a Disco Night, Rock Don't Stop, The Isley Brothers with It's a Disco Night, Rock Don't Stop, Chic with My Forbidden Lover, Diana Ross with The Boss, and Take Me Home by Cher. 24 tracks there. Again, don't recognise the vast majority of these. Very interesting. So moving on to CD3, we have Blondie again with Sunday Girl, Boney M with Painter Man, great tune. Again, love Boney M. Say what you want about them, but I think they're great. The 3 Degrees with My Simple Heart, Commodores with Sail On, Earth, Wind and Fire with After the Lover's Gone, Barry White with Just the Way You Are, Billy Joel with Honesty, Marianne Faithfull with The Ballad of Lucy Jordan, Jerry Rafferty with Get It Right Next Time, Toto with Hold the Line. Is that 1979? Didn't realise it was that old. Good tune though. Status Quo with Whatever You Want, Thin Lizzy with Waiting for an Alibi, Driver 67 with Car 67, again, nice synergy, B.A. Robertson with Knocked It Off, Cats UK with Luton Airport, Racy with Some Girls, Darts and Get It, Dollar with Who Were You With in the Moonlight, Sally Oldfield with Mirrors, Lena Martell with One Day at a Time, and we finish off with a song I do know, Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. 21 tracks, so as the front cover proclaims, that is 67 tracks in total. So I'll give my thoughts on that track list a bit more in just a second. Let's open this up and take a look. As I said, only a 3-disc album here, so quite a thin box it all comes in. And there your disc CD1 is more of the bright orange, and then just like the cover, it goes into more of a red, so your CD2 is more orange, and then CD3 is still orange to me, but it goes obviously a bit more red. So those are your discs there. Loving the like the blue or purple tones of the like Now and 79 and stuff. That stands out really well. Really like that, absolutely. So what do I think about this one? As I said, and I find this a lot with the extra releases, there's a lot of tracks that I don't recognize, which is never necessarily a bad thing. I always try and promote on this show that if you don't know tracks, it's always good to try and check them out, see if you like them, because I've like loads of tracks that I've never heard of before. The thing with this one is, the 80s is definitely more my decade in terms of music I'm into. The 70s, not so much, even though there's so much great stuff out there. So, yeah, as I said, I only recognize a fraction of the tracks on here, absolutely. I mean, the tagline it gives on the website, it says 67 further reasons to celebrate this stellar year in pop. That's a pretty bold claim, you know, you're assuming everyone's going to like these selections, but of the songs I do recognise, they are stellar choices, and I'm sure they would have been on the main release had they had the space or whatever, but I'm glad they were put here. To be honest, I don't have much to say because I need to discover a lot of these tracks for the first time. There was a lot of good stuff in the late 70s, 79, but there was also a lot of stuff I don't dig. Like, there's a lot of, I love disco, but there is a lot of disco that I don't prefer to listen to, if you get me. So it will be really interesting to delve into this more to see if it's one I'm going to be keeping, or if it's one that's going to go on the secondhand market, if you will. But yeah, I mean, whether it's for you, again, if you don't recognise a lot of these songs like I didn't, then maybe do your research beforehand, maybe give a listen to a fair chunk of them, see if it's worth your time, money, your investment. But obviously, if you were a big 70s fan, you probably recognise a lot of this and you think it's worth the money, then absolutely go for it. I've always enjoyed how the extra releases make a nice companion to the yearbook. I always think then you get two albums that are bursting with some of the best pop stuff, or like niche pop stuff of that particular year. So it's nice to have one for 79 as well. But yeah, it's left me a bit stumped because it's going to be one of discovery. It's not my favourite because I mean I haven't heard everything yet, but I'll be interested to delve in and see what we get. You can get it from all the usual places, HMV, Amazon, etc. Because it's only a 3-disc release, it retails for $8.99, so slightly cheaper than the 4-disc releases. So £9, you can get it from most places. I get it sooner rather than later. They've not been bad with the extra releases. They actually had a restock recently on the Now website for the extra releases, which surprised a lot of people. I think it was the extra releases, or was it the main releases? They had a restock of the yearbooks in some form, which made a lot of people very happy. So I'd get this sooner rather than later, just so you're avoiding disappointment. But that is all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like on this video, and let me know in the comments, are you going to pick up Now Yearbook 79, or are you going to pass on over it? Is it not for you? Let me know in those comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, it really helps us out. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hux Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kick Sumanoid, and to Bose Krotz, our AMTV staff members.